Well, welcome. Welcome to my first podcast. And I thought I'll call it Let's Talk About. And so basically, today is just an introduction to what I'm thinking about for podcasts at the moment. And that is to have a broad spectrum of information coming through for us all to grasp. Look, we're not just a one focused being. We have so many facets go on in our lives. So what I do is I work with people who've had trauma, and especially childhood trauma, and from that you have these blocks that stop you from allowing yourself to see outside of that pain, and not realizing that there's so much more out there in the world for you. And by having that limitation, you're not necessarily going to see what's there for you because you're stuck. The people that I want to bring in will for interviews, as well as things that I will talk about, will be more about look, we can learn from many people from different angles, and what I say, someone might hear and get, and others might go, "Phew, she's talking through her hat." uh, but then someone else might say the same thing, but in a different way, or you connect differently to them. So that if you can gain something from anybody that talks in these podcasts on what their topic is, what they have to offer, whatever it might be, as long as there's something that you can gain from it, even if you leave feeling great or feeling thoughtful about things, start to realize that, well, hang on, maybe I can shift my beliefs, that it's my beliefs that have been holding me back, or whatever it might be. And also, I really want to draw people's attention to us being, I forgot, I just got, the inner journey. Everything about our lives is about me. It's me. It's what is it that I'm going to get from this life. Now, it doesn't mean that you're selfish. You're being more self-full. Where you can actually start creating things for yourself. It doesn't mean that when you do things for yourself that you're selfish, that you're thoughtless, that people around you don't exist. It's far from the truth. The more that you go within and learn about yourself and discover and uncover, the more that you have to offer to others, because you're growing and you're tapping into that beautiful essence within yourself that we've lost. And for many reasons, I would love to be able to talk about education, how we take our children, these beautiful, soul-filled, creative beings, and we take them into an institution that snuffs that out. And you've got some great teachers out there that want to bring that out, but they get caught in the system that they have to follow. So no fault of their own, they end up being part of that. So if you can get to a point where we can just allow children to be the beautiful guiding lights that they are, that we can learn from them. They are our teachers as much as we are their teachers. It's a symbiotic, that's the right word, that we work and flow together. It doesn't matter your age or stage in life. So there's so many things that we can talk about. And so people who come from a abuse background can be quite devastating for them and quite controlling, because you want to know where you're at to be safe. It's a survival thing. And if you can start to see that what happens outside in your world is really the reflection of what's happening within you. And like if you've got this tendency to be angered quickly, for the tiniest little thing. It's not that there's something wrong with you, that you're broken, there's something bad. That is the way that you've trained yourself, you've learned from whatever background, that you need to be quick to anger. And part of it could be it's your way of protecting yourself, keeping safe. So just watching a man walking on the roof of my neighbor, like, okay, hello. Yeah, so the people that, we're going to have noise now, so apologies for that. Didn't know that was going to happen. But that's part of life. Now, see, that's the thing. If you get to a point where you are soul-filled and you understand yourself, you'll find that things like that won't be a problem. If you're stuck in the past of the pain, the reactions and the responses and control and everything out there, what are they doing there? The neighbour should have told me that was happening so I could gauge my timing for this recording. Yeah, whatever it may be. So, but it's like, have fun. It's part of life. It's like, oh, hi, there's someone on the roof and I might have some noise coming through, but that's okay. So learning to be able to go through life that way, you'll find that you don't have to control and watch every minute detail that's going on, so you know where you're at and you're safe. That's tiring. That is really, really tiring. So I know I'm sort of going off a bit, but there's so much that we can go into life and living, and although I say there's so much, I don't want it to become overwhelming for you. But the more that you tap into yourself, the more you'll be focused on the areas that really spark you, inspire you, the parts that bring out your inner genius and wisdom and creativity, the part that brings out you. And that's the part that we're missing from everyone, really. Their beautiful inner essence has been marred by all the scarring and decisions and beliefs and conditioning. So yeah, these podcasts will help draw your attention to new things. I will say things that's going to push your buttons, but that happens to you anyway. If it's not me that does it, it's going to be someone else. But if you have buttons pushed, that's where you can reverse it and go, okay, well, if my button's been pushed, it's drawing my attention to something that's not quite balanced within myself. It's not harmonized. So many things. Again, I wonder how many times I've said that so far. But yeah, I'd love to be able to bring people in who from all walks of life, because it's another thing too. I want to show people you don't have to be a spiritual guru to be anything. You can just go out and be a street cleaner, but your message, what is your message behind what you're doing? So a street cleaner might have the message, and he doesn't have to tell anyone, just the fact of his being who he is, or she, doesn't matter. The thing is, the message may be that enjoy whatever you're doing if you are of service to others. That might be the message. We don't know. So it's not that you need to be some big guru or have 7-figure incomes and whatever you're doing. It's what you are doing that you're choosing to for the reason to come through you. Not the conditioning of thinking that I'm supposed to be doing that, or everyone else is doing that, so that should be me, We get lost in all the observations are going outside rather than what's the observations that are coming through within us. So I'll have people coming through that have different backgrounds, but basically their story will be that this is it, this is what they're doing, and they're tapping into the soul of the person regardless of what they're doing. So the street cleaner is tapping into somebody. A little child might be watching them and thinking, he looks like he's having a good time. He's enjoying what he's enjoying. So yeah, so there's a lot of things that I want to sort of help support and guide you all, so you too can go through your life the way that you are wanting it to, rather than why is that happening to me? Why can't I be like them? Why can't I have that? Why is it unfair? Or it is unfair that they've got and I haven't. It is unfair that I had to suffer and go through all that I did. And we can shift that. We can shift that. I will talk about being victim and being in a drama and having your story. And when I talk about things, nothing comes from judgment or you're worse off or I'm better off. I'm still going through this whole journey with you all. We're just at different rungs of the ladder, so to speak. No one's higher than the other. We're just in a different space and readiness. So when I talk about the victim, the story, and whatever else, it's there's no judgment. It's simply that's where we're at. We've been conditioned and trained to be there. Instead of, again, it comes down to that child being taken into the systems and their flame has been squashed. And so we become obedient people complying instead of the inner compliance of the truth within. What is your truth? And my truth is very different to your truth. And it doesn't mean that you're wrong and I'm right, or I'm wrong and you're right. No, I said that the right way. It's just where we are at. We're all on this journey the same. However, we come from a different angle, different experiences, not one mind. Not one mind out of the 8 billion people that are currently here on Earth, and all the billions of people that have been and will be. Not one mind will have anything that's the same. We have similarities. We come from, say, the basics. The structure is one way. However, we will create the structure the way that suits us for whatever reason. There's no right, no wrong, and you're definitely not broken. So we don't have to fix. All we're doing is uncovering. That's the journey for us, is uncover what it is that I'm here for, or uncover who I am. We don't have to find who we find. How do I want to put this? We don't have to keep going out searching for things when everything's already here. When we find it within, the aligned action comes through, and then we can go out into that world and create the joy, the life that you want, what you want to create. You might want to be a mum. Great. And when you get to that point, what society has to say about just being a mum won't even enter your escrow at all. What will you'll just live your life, and then your children will grow up with that. And so you can then also be the change and draw children up to being who they are and give them permission to be who they are. So anyway, I hope all that makes sense for you. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to share some discussions, and I'll probably change the name of the podcast eventually. But at the moment, let's talk about. And so, yeah, welcome. It's going to be great to have you here. And I look forward to being able to interact with you, with people that I interview, and to be interviewed myself, which will be scary and exciting. So we'll call that scare-sighted. Thanks to a friend who says that, Julie. I pinched it from her. But yeah, it's an exciting time, and yeah, as you see the background, we have CARE, CARE. That's with all the modalities that I've worked and the techniques and processes, everything that I've learned over the years. I realise it all comes under which way? Compassion, acceptance, and with those two we can release. And then when we've done that, when we can have compassion for ourselves, we can accept the past and then move forward. And then we release all of that. What happens? We can be empowered. So let us be empowered. I would love for adults to be empowered going into the lives that they live, rather than walking around wounded and not sure where they're going, what they're doing, what they're here for, and the pain and suffering that they feel that they're going through. So inner empowerment, how does that feel for you? So we'll learn a lot. This is just going to be fun. So I guess it might be the end for this first session or first podcast episode. That's the word that I want. Got to learn all this lingo, and yeah, let's have fun. Let's build ourselves and build those around us, and then yeah, an exciting life that we can live and share with others. So in signing off, live, love, light, and until next time, bye for now.